Hey, how you doing tonight? So she learned how to survive in the jungle, and now she's helping creators survive their inbox. Liz Wilcox is here to show us how email can actually be your secret weapon. Liz, welcome to the show. How are you tonight?
Hey friends, I'm so good. This is going to be so fun. I can already tell.
Oh yeah, I am so excited to have you here tonight. Thank you so much for coming. I'm gonna go ahead and true confession. I am in her email program, and I am learning and getting smarter, and so just fantastic. Now, Liz, before we dive into the emails, how wild was Survivor really, and what is the number one skill from that experience that you have brought into your business?
Yeah, so Survivor was truly wild, as in you are truly living in the jungle, having to find food for yourself, and, on top of trying to play a game for $1 million. Wild is a perfect word. I think the number one skill that I learned was just you can't give up, right? I mean, I thought I already had that skill, but out there I lasted 25 out of 26 days, and there was never one time where I said, "Oh no, I'm going to throw in the towel," even when I was starving, even when I thought, "Oh no, maybe I'm not part of the major alliance." It was, if I can just live one more day, one more day, one more day. And isn't that how it is in business? Just one more campaign, one more launch, one more day. Don't, you can give up tomorrow. You can't give up today. And that resilient grit is something that I carry with me into business every day.
Yeah, it's wild. So, I mean, you've built a business around helping creators connect through email. What what's the real reason creators have such a hard time? They hesitate so much to start with email.
Well, especially video creators, it's not video. It's the opposite of video, right? And so maybe it's not as sexy or alluring. And also, a lot of creators come from a corporate background, right? So if in corporate, email is, I don't know, it's the devil, right? It's like, oh no, Liz emailed me. Her emails are always the worst. She accidentally CCs everybody. And so we have I don't know, lack of a better term, this email trauma around our inboxes are flooded. It's a full of wasteful information. I just can't stand email. And so when it comes to having to create your own email list, it's like, oh, I don't want to annoy people because we've been so annoyed by email. But what creators don't understand is the same way I subscribe to you on YouTube, I subscribe to your emails. I want to hear more from you. It's not, uh, Johnny down in, cubicle ABC emailing you for the 10th time today. It's Liz who, you opted into and you want to hear more and you actually like her emails.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I'm with you. I'm hesitant. I'm like always thinking this is, this one. I have meetings. I'm saying, well, this meeting could have been an email, but yeah. But then I don't want to bother people. I don't want to burden people because you're right. I have that hesitancy. I don't want to email people and say, hey, let me just fill up your mailbox. I don't want you to think it's spam. But you call emails that feel like a friendship. What does that mean?
Yeah, so again, I opted in to hear more from Roy, right? I want to learn more about, how he can help me with tech. And it's not a bother, it's actually something that I want to hear. And so for, you, for Roy, for me, when I'm emailing, I think of it not as, I'm emailing this mass email to a bunch of people at once. I'm just emailing between you and me. You opted in to hear more about email marketing or whatever the conversation topic of choice is. And so I'm just emailing you about that. And so I follow something called the email staircase. First, you've got a follower, then you've got a friend, then you've got a customer, right? And so followers are people that follow you on YouTube, people that get on your email list. And when you get them on your email list, you want to turn them into a friend. And a friend is three things. Number one, you're invested, right? Friends invest in each other. So I'm invested in you. You say you want to learn more about email. Golly, am I going to send you some stuff about email, right? Because that's what you said you needed. And I'm also going to tell you when, if I go to a conference to learn more about email, I read a book about email, I interview a guy about email. I'm going to tell you those things because I want you to know that I'm invested, right? Number two, is I'm going to become relatable to you. One thing that we love about Roy is he's relatable, right? We understand him, we know him, we watch his show, right? And for me, as you can see, I love the 90s, right? I got a silly little hat. I got the Fresh Prince in the background. I've got In Sync. You can see all of that, right? That's relatable. And so in your emails, become relatable. Talk about those tech mishaps. Talk about, oh, I'm doing this podcast interview and I just put my kids to bed and I hope they don't come back out, and ruin the stream, right? Or stress me out with the stream. That's really super relatable, right? And so, again, you want to show you're invested, want to show you're relatable. And the last thing is stay top of mind, right? Roy and I, we met at eCam Creator Camp 2 years ago, and we've stayed in contact. He joined my email list. I follow him on YouTube. I'll comment sometimes on what do they call that? The YouTube. It's like a post. It's not a video, but Roy's
Yeah.
always doing that. I always like those. He's stayed top of mind to me because he's posting. It's the same thing in the inbox. When you email regularly, you stay top of mind. You have an ability to become relatable, to show you're invested. So that's what I mean by becoming a friend.
Yeah. I mean, when did you realize that email could really change the game as a content creator?
Oh, I love this question. I realized it from day one. Y'all, watch any YouTube video from one of those quote unquote gurus, right? And they will tell you all of this is to get on my email list. They'll say, "Hey, download this freebie, get on my email list." They'll say things like, "Oh, I wish I would have taken my email list more seriously." And y'all, mama didn't raise no fool. I saw that pattern. I was like, wait, all these video creators, all these content creators, they're all trying to get me on their email list. The money must be in the email list. And y'all, I don't know about you, but I live in North America. I need a lot of money. Groceries are expensive. I just got my gas bill. It's over $100 for the month. I got two kids. Like, I need money. And so when I heard all these creators talking about, oh, I wish I would have taken my email list more seriously, and then they're trying to get me on an email list, I thought, maybe as much as I'm paying attention to what camera I'm using, as much as I'm trying to learn the features of eCam, as much as I'm trying to get my tech together, I should get my email list together too.
Yeah. So, I mean, speaking of email lists, what is the simplest way to start an email list today? What's the pure basics that we could all follow to try to get started?
Yeah, great question. Get started today just by asking people, hey, you want to join my email list? I've got an email list about XYZ. I think you might be interested. And just get right. It's just so simple. It just might work, right? On this stream, you go live. Hey, join my email list, right? You don't even need an opt in, right? So an opt in is like a freebie, a lead magnet. It's something like my opt in is an entire welcome sequence already written for you. But when you're first getting started, like Roy asked, you don't even need that. You just need to start to build some momentum. So if you're writing a book, you're starting your YouTube channel, whatever, just say, hey, you want updates on this? You want to get notified when I go live? Join the email list. And that's enough to just get started. And then think about your lead magnet, think about your opt-in. Now, this is something where it's like, what's the vision that you have for your students, for your subscribers? For me, I want you to make money with email. That's the vision. And then I take it all the way back. Like, what's the first, if I want you all the way over here making money with email, what's that first thing I need you to be doing? And for me and mine, it's the welcome sequence. I need you to write a welcome sequence. So that's what my opt in is. And then I do awesome things like go on Roy's show and, share my expertise, and hopefully you join my email list at the end, right? And so you got to do visibility. It's not enough to just start a YouTube channel and pray for the best. If YouTube is the way you're going to grow and you're going to grow your email list, then you need to invest in YouTube strategies, right? How are you going to get your videos found? It's not enough to post. You got to get them found, right? What I do is I always say I'm down with OPP, other people's podcasts, other people's platforms. So I go on shows like this one and I promote myself, promote my authority, my credibility, and my email list at the end.
Cool. All right. So this is probably a political question. I'm going to be careful here, but so everybody always says, "What's the email platform to get on?" And I know what's that that answer you give everybody for what platform should you go on?
Yeah, so I would say pick the one that works for your brain and your budget. I'm platform agnostic, okay? I use kit.com, KIT. I love Kit. I've used Kit for almost 10 years now. Apparently, I'm one of those early adopters. But I don't care what you use. I just want you to start using it. I'm so passionate about you trying email marketing. And so honestly, what I do is, or what I recommend is, you know, pick a couple. Kit, Active Campaign, MailChimp, I think was mentioned in that little intro song that Roy made. Pick a couple and go and watch YouTube videos. Put 20, 25 minutes on the clock. Just watch YouTube videos. Which one's like over the shoulder tutorials, right? Which one makes the most sense for your brain? And then go look at the pricing. Is this in my budget? Yes or no? And just pick that one, because honestly, they're all different, but they're all going to, perform the same. And I want you to use the one that will actually get you in the chair using it. The thing about tech, and I'm sure Roy will tell you, is, you know, if you can't understand how the tech works, you're never going to use it, right? And so picking the one that works for your brain is the best way to go so that you actually start sending emails.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. So, I mean, how do you make emails sound like you? Authenticity has gotten so big now because of the AI just fluff that's everywhere. And so it's gotten to the point where people are like, AI probably wrote that. So how do you sound like you in an email? Or how do I sound like me?
I love this question. Yeah, yeah. So honestly, practice makes perfect, right? It's the same as if you're streaming. The more you stream, the more comfortable you're going to be, the more it's going to be the real you, right? Like I'm doing this, it's 8 o'clock at night. I just feel comfortable. I'm just myself, right? And I think somebody in the chat said, "Oh, I forgot about Liz's bold fashion statements," like probably talking about this hot pink shirt and this raccoon hat I've got on, right? Like I said, it's 8 o'clock at night. You don't want to see this hair under here, okay? But it's just practice, right? It's just the more that you email, the more it's going to sound like you. And then the last thing I'll say is, put a little personality into it. Obviously, your personality doesn't have to be Liz's personality, right? But there are certain things about you that you can put in there. For example, I love the 90s, right? I love Survivor. I've got it on my cup here, right? I love to travel. Maybe you're into cruising. So, this is like something I got on a cruise. Put little bits of your personality in there. And that doesn't mean, you got to share your dirty laundry with people or the skeletons in your closet. Just little bits of personality. Me telling you I like cruising doesn't really say much about me, but it's a little bit of that relatability piece we talked about earlier, right? So put your personality into it. just, keep on writing, stay consistent with it, and share the vision that you have. I've already mentioned this a little bit, but share the vision you have with your people, because that's where your personality shines. When you have a vision for your people, when you know, like, oh, golly, I just want everybody to do this. This is where we're going, right? You can't help but, be passionate and share that personality. But really, again, it's just being consistent. Practice makes perfect. Sharing a little personality, sharing that vision, and that'll help you really sound like yourself.
So speaking of being consistent, how often? What's the frequency? How often should I be sending emails out to my list? Is there, or how do you decide that?
Yeah, well, in the words of Luther Vandross, never too much, never too much, never too much, baby. It's not like YouTube or Instagram or something where the algorithm is paying attention to how often you're posting, and, you've got some SEO algorithm, penalizing you if you don't email enough. But there are real people behind the emails, right? Reading your emails. So you want to make sure you're emailing enough so that people don't forget about you, right? I mentioned follower to friend, and one of those ways you turn people into friends is to stay top of mind. So you want to email, I think a good rule of thumb is at least once a week so that people don't forget about who you are. But nowadays, I've been emailing regularly at least once a week for almost 10 years. And now I email about 2 to 3 times a week. But y'all, if you can't tell, I got a lot to say. So don't don't let that scare you away. And if once a week, if that seems like, oh, I don't know, what I really want you to do is just create that habit. So, I'm going to email on the 15th of every month. You do that for a few months. I'm going to email on the 1st and the 15th. You do that for a few months. And then you slowly move up to once a week. But here's the thing. If you can get to that once a week and you can get to that quickly, that's when the real magic starts to happen. That's where you can start making some money. That's where you can start getting people to click, reply, buy, right? Because if you're a YouTuber, if you're that kind of content creator, you know, they say the best customer is a repeat customer. And that's the same on YouTube. The best viewer is a repeat viewer, somebody that's going to come back over and over again. I see somebody in the chat saying, sorry, I'm late. I was working. Clearly, that person comes back over and over and over again, right? And so if you have an email list, you can get them to click over. Hey, I'm going live right now. Come watch, right? Where they might have found you. They signed up. If you never email them, they might never see you again because YouTube has its own algorithm. And even if I'm subscribed, it's going to show me what it wants to show me anyway, right? So making sure you email once a week, getting up to that cadence is really, really important. It's also going to help you become relatable, right? Because they're going to remember who you are. Oh, Liz, she's the one with the bold fashions. I forgot about that. That's great. I love that, right? You're going to become relatable to that person. And also, it shows that you're invested. If I'm emailing you once a week, you know that I care about you. You know that I care about that vision we have. Oh, she cares about me and my email list. She wants me to monetize it. That's why she's emailing me. The same way, Roy and I were talking off air, Liz, I go live every Tuesday, no matter what, right? He's showing his people, his subscribers, hey, I'm invested in this. I want you to invest in it too by liking, commenting, sharing, showing up live, right? It's a two-way street. Nobody's going to invest in you if they don't first know you're invested. So making sure that once a week cadence, making sure you get to that point is really super important.
Yeah, let's shout out. I got a bunch of folks here in the chat here. I want to say hi to everybody here. Hello, Roy. Hey, Liz. Hello, everyone. How you doing, sir? The guy singing about real talk is interesting. John, I'm in the AI. I forgot about Liz's bold fashions. It was. And Liz, if you want that song, you can have it. So, it's just sometimes if someone hasn't emailed me for a really long time, by the time they do, I can't remember who they are or if I subscribed or not. That's true. Yeah. Let's see. Hi,
Exactly.
hi, Roy, Liz, and friends. Hi, David. Stuart, how you doing, sir? Hey, Stuart, YouTube community. Yep. Good morning, Roy, Liz. Yeah, Lala coming in from the Philippines, so it's she already knows what's happening tomorrow, so that's good. Sorry I'm late. I was working. Hi, Lala. Yeah, I'll come back over and over again. Met Liz at Creator Camp and chat during a ghost tour at Salem. That was fun. But how are
Yes, I
you?
remember Lala now. That was so fun.
Yep. Hey, welcome, sir. How are you doing? Savor Flavor. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, he comments a lot on my LinkedIn, so thank you. Thank you so much for coming by. Um, okay. Oops. There we go. All right.
Mm. No, let's go with it.
Let's go with the drum sound. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna set you up for a challenge. I'm gonna let you think about it a little bit though, and while you're doing that, I've got some
Okay.
audience to do. But here's the challenge, Liz. I want you to imagine you're back on the island, and you've got 60 seconds to write an email that wins everybody's trust and to get them to join your alliance. So I'm gonna start the timer
Okay.
now. And while you're the audience, here's what I want. Everybody in the audience, I want you to tell us in the chat, what is your biggest fear about emailing your audience? I have fears. I want to make sure I give value to my audience. And so I don't ever want to waste their time. And so that's my biggest fear, is that I inadvertently become spam without wanting to be. So that's that's um, that's my challenge. What's your challenge when it comes to email? What is your challenge when it comes to email and sending out emails to your audience? So, all right, Liz. All right. So imagine you're back on the island, and you got 60 seconds to write an email that wins everyone's trust and gets them to join your alliance. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Hit us.
All right. Hey, first name. I heard some real crazy talk at the water well last night when Roy didn't know I was standing there. Meet me at the beach tonight and I will let you know what is up. Talk soon, Liz.
That's awesome. I love
And
that.
that's it. And that's the thank you. So here's let's break that down. So
Yeah.
the I think signature of my emails are that they're really short and sweet. They get immediately to the point. I don't do a lot of storytelling unless I really have something juicy, but I try to leave the storytelling for videos. I do a lot of video content creation, just like Roy, probably just like you in the chat. And so I want to get people over to my live workshops inside my membership where I do a lot of video, over to my YouTube co-working, et cetera, et cetera. So I leave the emails actually pretty short, right? And so, especially when it comes to Survivor, you want to leave things short and then you want to do the juicy, long bit storytelling live and in person, down by the beach at nighttime when everybody's sleeping. Okay. That's a little insider trick there if you've never seen Survivor or played it. So, with the email, just keeping it super short and also getting people excited. Oh, what did she hear? Right? I kind of opened a loop. Roy was talking some smack at the water well. You know what? I did see Roy going down to the water well last night. I want to know what he was saying. I'm going to meet her at the beach, right? So with email, you want to create that intrigue, right? If you're going live, let's write an email for Roy. Let's say he was going live with me tonight. He was writing an email. It would say, hey Lala, hey Nick, hey Stuart, hey David. Uh, you know, have you ever seen Survivor? It's a show where people compete for $1 million. Here's another question. Have you ever sent an email? Well, I've got somebody who can talk about both. You'll never guess who it is. Come live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. let's get it cracking or whatever, right? And then it's got the link to the live stream, right? Just keeping it really short, creating some sort of intrigue is really, really important. And then getting out of there. Y'all, it's a newsletter, not a novel. So get in, get to the point, and get out. Because again, we talked earlier at the top of the hour about why does email feel so heavy? Why are creators so resistant? And I said, well, because most people's emails suck. Nobody wants to read sucky emails. Can I say suck? I said suck.
You can.
Um, and so when you can have an email that's just quick, to the point, respects people's inbox, like, oh, yep, that was written just for me. I'm going to click that link. Then people will read your emails over and over and over again.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, it's for creators that are watching that, have been who've been putting off starting a list. What's that one thing you tell them? Other than that, I know it's cliche. A lot of us say
If they're
YouTube is rented land, and Instagram is rented land, and Facebook's rented land. So if you ever go away, your email list is what you have to let them know. Oh, by the way, you can't get me on Instagram, so I'm going to be on YouTube. Or, hey, here's what I got going on. So what's that one thing you'd tell them?
Yeah, I mean, other than YouTube is rented land. They could shut you down tomorrow. If some crazy person came up in the comments right now and was saying some nonsense, YouTube could say, you know what, Roy, sorry for you. We're shutting this channel down, right? If you had built your entire audience on YouTube, where they, how are you going to find them again, right? You got to start from scratch. Heck no. That's why you want to get your email list going. Also, y'all, and I say it with love, I say it with so much love. Email just has this high return on investment. It's because it's consent based. I opt in to hear more from David, to hear more from Fishtick USA, to hear more from Stuart, David, etc. Right? That's why you can have such a high return on investment with me, because I consented. It's more than just hitting the subscribe button. I have to put in my email, right? I have to confirm the email, etc. Right? So it's got a high return on investment. And I don't know about y'all. I think I already mentioned this. The grocery bills are too dang high, y'all. I've got grocery bills, I got light bills, I got mortgages, I got kids, I got my mama, I got my sister, I got this, I got that. I'm fostering a dog right now. All that is a bill. Okay, I need money. And so at the end of the day, for me, yes, this is a passion of mine. I love talking about email. I love helping creators, but I also really need cash, and I don't want to go back to a 9 to 5. And so email, I just keep it real, Roy. I keep it real. Lala will tell you. Um, y'all, I I make money with email. YouTube, you can make money with YouTube, absolutely. You can make money with Instagram, absolutely. But you're not going to make money the way you make with email. They say for every dollar you spend with email marketing, you get up to $40 in return. Y'all, I did the math. For every dollar I spent with email in 2025, I made over $250 in return. That's insanity, right? Who who's getting sponsorships like that? You know what I mean? It's just really unheard of, except for in email marketing. And if you have a vision to grow your platform and to monetize it, email marketing is the way to go.
Wow. Yeah. Uh, Lala's got a big comment here. Let's see here. She says, "Hey, David, Philip, friends, still working, but definitely taking notes. It's super high time I get into starting my email marketing, and Liz makes it so easy. Her membership is awesome. I just never, I just never what, Lala?" And David said,
I think it cut her off. Probably I just
yeah.
never took it seriously.
Oh, there she goes. She finished it. So David says, I never understood how to compete on Survivor. What's the short elevator pitch on how to
Well,
compete on Survivor?
again, money. Do you want to win $1 million? I'm very money motivated, y'all. I love money. I need money. I never had money growing up. I grew up super poor. And so, as far as competing on Survivor, it was a chance to win $1 million in 26 days. 1 out of 18 could win it. I like my odds. I'll give it a try.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Gretchen's coming by. Hey, Roy. Hey, Liz. Hey, Gretchen. How you doing? And yes,
Hey,
that's why I love
Gretchen.
Liz. No BS, just straight to the fact. And the membership is awesome because she really leads us every step of the way. You can even start with a template until you get confident. So that's awesome. Thanks, Lala. That's
Woo,
good
woo.
stuff. And I
Thank you
agree.
so
I have,
much for the plug there, baby.
yeah. Yeah, definitely agree with that because you have the Zoom sessions that you have, and then also the great starter emails that you give everybody, and then the kit, the welcome kit you give them right there at the beginning when they start the membership. I did. Let's see. Let's point out. Let me go here. I got too many tabs open. This is what happens. There it is. All right. So one way to reach you, Liz, is everybody could go to. I know not everybody knows what Facebook is, but it's this platform, and there are links in the description on the video that tell you how to get to see Liz on her socials, and to go, and the email sound booth is what you're looking for, and so definitely want to get connected with Liz, and her program is so affordable. It's just such an amazing, the value for what you give people is just so amazing, Liz. And so I have been slowly trying harder and harder to do more with my email list. I know I've been sandbagging because I've had was it I've made lots of excuses, but it's time for me to start doing something, and this is my year of intentionality. So I'm gonna be much more focused on the things. I'm the worst. It's kind of like I tell my when I go to the doctor, I say, I'm the worst kind of patient. I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to work out, and I'm supposed to eat right, and I'm supposed to take vitamins and all this stuff. And if I don't do it consistently, then that's the worst. I know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not doing it. So this year, I'm working very hard to do the things that I know I'm supposed to do and figure out a way to work my time. And so time management's been a big thing for me this year. So just craziness working through that kind of stuff. So let's see. Yeah, Lala. Thank you, Lala. She put the links in the chat there so you guys
Oh,
could click on
thank
it there as
you. Thank
well.
you.
You can also find her on Instagram. And like I said, both those links are in the description as well. So if you forget to click on them, shame on you, but go click on them. And Gretchen says, I've only made one Zoom session of Liz, and I learned so much. Put the future Zooms on my calendar. So that's fantastic, Liz. Yep. I mean, Gretchen. So
Oh, that's so
awesome.
awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Gretchen, that was recently. I think Gretchen was on one of my lives, and I loved that she was there because she kept laughing at all my jokes. And I was like, I need her in my life more. So I appreciate you coming.
Oh,
And the
she's
thing
amazing.
about, being a bad, yeah, she's awesome. Being a bad patient, oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. When it comes to email, if it feels like you're supposed to do it, you're probably not going to do it, right?
Yeah.
So I just invite anybody that feels like that to think about how you can connect with people. One of the reasons that I haven't mentioned yet on why I love email and why I think you should try it is you can make real connections. All the fun that we're having in the chat here, we can take that and put it in email. We can turn one to many, right? I said one email to many people. We can turn that into one on one really easily with email marketing. You can make real connections. And that's what I absolutely love about email. I've met so many people through email. Lala saying, "Oh, I love Liz, no BS, straight to the facts." Clearly, she's on my email list, right? Because I send emails that are no BS. I'm constantly, you know, keeping you up to date, et cetera, et cetera. And I do that via email. I had somebody come visit me, um, stayed at my house loved them. We're very close friends now. Guess what? They were somebody that was just on my email list that I got to know. So if you're looking to build community, and maybe you came from the eCam community and you're like, how can I replicate something like that? You can really do it super well and much faster with email marketing. It's all about connections.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I that's one thing I love about the eCam community is that I've made so many friends through the eCam community, and it's definitely you buy the software, but well, the software really is free. You get the community. You're paying for the community because it's such a fantastic community of people.
Amen.
So
I love
I
that.
really do love them.
I love
Um,
that.
so definitely love that. Now, I do have a question. How so you were on Survivor. How did you keep quiet about how the show ended for as long as it takes for them to finally do all the edits and finally put it on TV? That's been the question that's always nagged me. How do they keep
Let me
quiet
tell you,
about this?
Roy. Let me tell you. I lost, and that was devastating. And so I didn't want to tell anybody, to be honest.
Yeah, I
I
know,
mean,
but
that's
you,
my personal take, but I will tell you that they also dangle an extra $10,000 in front of you. So everybody
yeah.
wins prize money. I got fourth place. I was the last person eliminated from the competition before the finals, and I won $60,000. But they tell you, if we have no trouble with you, you know, if you keep your mouth shut, etc., you play by the rules, we'll give you an additional $10,000.
Hmm.
So everybody gets an additional $10,000 if they keep their mouth shut. So yeah, I actually came home and I told absolutely zero people what had happened because I lasted so long, 25 out of 26 days. Most people in my life thought that I had won because I looked so emaciated. I was really,
Yeah.
honestly, I was super ill. I came home immediately, got sick for about 3 months. People said there's no way she didn't win.
Hmm.
But I will say a lot of people do come home and they tell their family, yeah, I won, I lost, and just to kind of keep it in their circle. They're not blasting it online. But I I think I was one of two people in my cast that did not tell their family what happened. I did not tell anyone what happened. But y'all, I hate losing. God, I hate losing. So I just wanted to keep that illusion up for as long as I could.
Well, I mean, you played it so strategically. It was just so amazing the way you played the game, and so I just thought that was so amazing. So, I mean, while you may not have been the final person, you just did so well. I'm sure they thought this is amazing TV because you were just really doing your best there. I thought that was amazing, and just really,
Thank you.
thinking, being so intelligent the way you played that game. So, and knowing you from the email marketing and meeting you at Ecamm, you're just a smart person. Anyways, that's beside the point. But and so obviously you're very strategic in all the things you do, or else you wouldn't have built the business that you've built and done is the great and amazing things that you have, and just having a heart for helping people be successful, which in turn makes you successful too. And that's a win-win is the way I look at it. So I just think that's really amazing. Um,
Yeah.
there's a couple last
Thank you so
comments.
much. And the
Yeah,
last thing I'll say about that,
yeah.
oh, is I mentioned how do you make a friend, or I'm sorry, investing, becoming relatable, and staying top of mind. That was how I played Survivor. How can I make friends in this game? Well, I can show that I'm invested in them, right? I'm invested in the things they're invested in. I can become super relatable to them. If you tell me something about yourself, guess what? I'm going to have the exact same story or something similar. I'm going to be super relatable and staying top of mind always, you know, um, not in an annoying way, but, like, hey, don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. And so that's how I play the game of Survivor. It's how I play the game of email. And it seems to be working out for me. So I think, Roy, you said you had a couple last comments or questions for me.
Yeah, I just got a couple folks out here said like, more comments. Didn't want to miss them here. I find I do what I do what you want to, not what I'm supposed to do. That is true. Hi, hey Kathy, how you
Amen.
doing? I think we walked a high
Oh,
wire
hey.
together thanks to Ecamm. I didn't survive. Yeah, I think you were
Yes, I
the
remember that. She fell
yeah.
down and I kept trying to go. It was so fun.
And Mommy God says, "Woot woot, reach for the stars. Worst case scenario, you'll get the moon." That's fantastic. So,
Amen.
Liz, any last thoughts for everybody as we close out our show tonight?
Yeah, again, don't do anything you're supposed to do. Have fun. When it comes to email, I know it seems hard, it seems difficult, but if you can just say, "Hey, I'm just going to build an email list full of friends, people that, like me and Miss Kathy walk the high wire together, people that you would want to go hang out with, and you just talk to them like friends, it can become really, really easy." Thanks so much for having me, Roy. I can't wait to see what everybody does with email marketing.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, everybody, that's it. Let's see, I'm supposed to give you some call to action here, so let's hit that button and we'll do the closeout. All right, YouTube's going to tell you to watch a video, but I want you to just hit that like button for me. If you enjoyed watching this video, hit like. Tell me you liked it. So, thank you so much for jumping by and coming by my channel. And watch whatever YouTube tells you because it knows best.